Hi everyone, welcome back to the EV Puzzle. Time for November's solar and energy data video. Yeah, the November videos that I normally put out are actually the most successful, the most watched videos that I do on my monthly statistics. And it makes me think, why is that? Why is November so special in that 2 November videos have been some of the most popular videos that I've actually published? And I think it's because in November it's that transition period where it really feels like winter, and if you can cope with solar and battery energy and all of those things, in the worst scenarios, when you've got shade, when you've got low sun, when it's colder, then if all of those negatives are against you and yet still you're smiling because your energy bills are low and you're doing really well, then that is the most interesting thing, isn't it? The interesting thing isn't when you've got an abundance of solar and everything's easy, it's when it gets tougher. So yeah, these November videos are, well, they're tough times, aren't they? The sun is low, it's a shorter day, and we are experiencing more shade. This November is no exception. The weather has been kind to us on how mild it's been. It's only dropped below 0 here in Norfolk a couple of times, but the amount of solar isn't very good at all, and we'll explore all of that in the stats. So here we go, let's get on with presenting the energy and solar information for the EV Puzzle here in Norfolk. I'm going to try hard to make this video a shorter one this month, so let's get cracking. 297 kilowatt hours for the month of November. That's more than half what we had last month in October. So shade, etc., and the lower sun is making a big difference. Looking at previous Novembers, this was actually the second worst. You can see from this chart with the mid-blue sort of colour, 139 kilowatt hours this November. It's actually the second worst for that solar array, and that's consistent as well with the other arrays. But because we've installed those garden solar panels, it's actually the second best total value that we've had at 297 kilowatt hours. The breakdown for that is 139 kilowatt hours for our 3.9 kilowatt solar array. The Solar Edge array, that's 8 300 watt panels, they generated 78.5 kilowatt hours. The 6 solar panels we have installed in the garden, that's another 2.4 kilowatts. That generated 42 kilowatt hours. So you can really see 42 kilowatt hours compared to 78 and 139. We're generating a lot less with the arrays that are more impacted by shade. And the worst array for us was the solar panels on our east-facing gable and the 3 on the garage roof. They generated just 38 kilowatt hours, but a total 297. Very happy with that. This chart's an interesting one, showing peak solar generation by day. At the start of November, we were peaking close to 8 kilowatts. At the end of the month, we're peaking about 5.5 kilowatts. So to answer that question that's in the title, does solar work in winter? Does it work in November? The answer is 100% yes. We generated 297 kilowatt hours, but we exported 202 kilowatt hours. We didn't even use all of that energy that we generated. Most of the energy that we consumed was actually imported from the grid at cheap rate, and we imported 541 kilowatt hours this month. And that's an energy cost of £37.93. Just £37.93 for the energy. That's excluding standing charge, of course. And those 202 kilowatt hours that we exported generated an income for us of £30.38. So that's under a tenner for our energy bill. And by the time you've added on the standing charge, we basically had an energy bill of 20 quid this month. It's so small, it really makes you smile. Our billing with Octopus Energy occurs on the 28th of the month, so there's always a discrepancy between the actual numbers, the amounts coming on and off the bill, versus the number of kilowatt hours for the exact calendar month that I'm looking at. So electricity exported, they paid us 32.29. The electricity we consumed, we imported roughly the 541 kilowatt hours, 52 quid, and we had a fiver's worth of free energy on one day. This is where to some it sounds like we're being smug, you know, a 20 quid electricity bill in the winter, and that includes our heating as well and running our cars. It sounds like we're being smug, but we're not. I'm not. What I'm trying to do is illustrate here that with solar configuration, with batteries having gone electric, there are ways in which you can get your house down to very, very low energy bills. In fact, for the entire year, we are going to be a net zero bill. We're not going to have paid anything for all of our energy.
So for this month in November, we consumed 58 kilowatt hours for our hot water. That's nice and low again. The Zappi, charging our 2 electric cars, 172.7 kilowatt hours. That's actually quite low for us. We weren't doing as many miles this month. And the home, using a very similar amount to other months, 482.4 kilowatt hours. I'll quickly jump back to solar because I missed this. It's very good information for comparing solar arrays. This is the number of kilowatt hours per kilowatt of solar panels installed. In November, 35.64 for our biggest array, 13.1 for the worst array, that's the gable and garage roof panels, 32.71 for the solar edge array, 2.4 kilowatts, but nearly half of that for our garden array. We are generating half as much electricity from south-facing garden-based panels than the roof-based ones because there's more shade. Temperature-wise, it's been an interesting month because it's been quite mild at the start of the month. Then we had some snow and it went extremely cold, down to 0 degrees. And at the coldest point, we actually went away on holiday for a little bit. So I left the heating off. The house got very cold and took a little bit of time just to reheat and get all of the temperatures back up to normal. The consumption for individual devices, the Zappi, let's start with that one. That was 166.7 kilowatt hours measured via Home Assistant. The Toshiba air conditioning, that's our heating, 135 kilowatt hours. That's the bulk of our heating. The Eddy, heating hot water from the grid, 58 kilowatt hours. Kitchen sockets, that's mostly cooking, but also the washing machine, 47.5 kilowatt hours. The ensuite and immersion inside a towel rail, 26.5 kilowatt hours. TV, another 21 kilowatt hours. Main induction hob, so another bit of our cooking, that's the main one that we use, 16.4 kilowatt hours. Cloakroom, so a much smaller radiator, using just 14.6 kilowatt hours. The internet hub and all of the other hubs that we have for connecting to the stuff, they're all on one socket, 13 kilowatt hours. The cloakroom infrared heater, 7.8 kilowatt hours. Eddy from solar, so heating hot water from solar. Yep, I'm still doing some of that, even in winter. What was that, 5 kilowatt hours? Dehumidifier, 5 kilowatt hours. Guest room, we used that for just 5 kilowatt hours, and some Mixergy heating. I actually used the Mixergy system for heating hot water for a bit of a top up, and a bathroom. So yes, we used the bathroom heater as well, just 4 kilowatt hours. And laundry, that's a separate dehumidifier that I use just for drying laundry, 1.4 kilowatt hours. One of the main observations for the month is that I'm not really denting the battery. We're going as low as 60% state of charge overnight, so even leaving the heating on for longer and trying to consume more energy from the battery, we've still got plenty of capacity left. Now, this is because I've overconfigured the battery for a very good reason. One, I don't want to use all of the capacity. I don't want to stress it too much. I want it to last longer. But two, I'd actually like some energy to be able to export at peak rates in the future. So maybe if I'm on agile export, I might still be exporting even in winter. I haven't shared this chart for a while, and this is the individual breakdown over time of our heating devices, showing how much heating we're using for each individual device. And this is showing over 3 years, 2022 through to 2024. The interesting thing to note on the chart on the right-hand side of the chart is we're only just started in winter and it's looking about normal. Nothing new, it seems to be happening. We're using the heating the same sort of way. But when I look at the same chart for how many logs we're putting into our log burner, this year in 2024, not using very much at all. So yeah, I am successfully avoiding using the log burner so far and using the electric heating instead.
As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and all the other videos that I'm posting as well. It's an interesting time where I feel like I've sorted things now. I've got lots of battery capacity, I've got lots of solar panel capacity, the heating system's in and it's working great. Everything's working really well. We're a net zero bill household. We don't pay for any of our energy, including running our electric cars. So can it get any better than that? And the answer is yes. I'm always looking at other options to test, other options to improve our situation. It's an interesting subject and there's much more to come, I think. I've been looking at microinverters lately, and yeah, I'm now thinking, what could I do with either optimizers or microinverters to make the system better? And how much better would it be? there's always something to try, there's always something to improve, and it is quite addictive having low energy bills because it's that good. It is addictive. Thanks again for watching. Hope you're enjoying the content as much as you are your own electric journey. Let me know in the comments how you got on. Really am interested in hearing from everyone. Thanks again. See you again soon. Bye for now.